I don't know why I like don't know how to start videos anymore. Like I just started saying like, hey guys, but it just feels so like unnatural. So I guess this is how we're starting today's video. But anyways, welcome back to our channel. My name is Emma and I share the channel with my twin sister Sarah. Today I'm getting a COVID vaccine and I'm like nervous even though I like really shouldn't be. It's currently March 30th of 2021 and I'm gonna receive the first dose. Really exciting. I honestly did not expect to. It kind of came out of nowhere. Technically I'm not eligible to get a vaccine yet, but I got an opportunity through like a mutual, so that was really fortunate, really nice, and yeah, hopefully it all works out. I'm gonna go in about an hour and get my vaccine and it'll be fun. I'm hoping I'm gonna try and manifest no symptoms, like a headache at most, but we'll see what happens. Some people react a lot worse, some people don't feel anything, and I don't know how I'll react, but I guess we'll see today. I actually have no idea which vaccine I'm receiving. It just says to show up at a certain location and that I will get the vaccine. I just wanted to like film this video mostly just to like emphasize the importance of getting the vaccine. The other day I was like posting on my Instagram story like asking people about it, or like if you're not getting vaccinated, like why aren't you, just questions like that. And from those posts and like the questions I asked, it just became kind of apparent to me that some people aren't like fully educated or as educated as they could be about the vaccine. So I kind of wanted to like make this video just to like spread awareness. Maybe if you're nervous about it, I can like set you at ease. I really feel like it's important to get this vaccine. I mean, the purpose of getting it is to start the process of herd immunity. The faster we get that process going, the faster the world will go back to normal, whatever that means. A lot of people did say that they were scared to get it because they don't know like the long-term effects. But I also just want to point out like to that argument, like yes, that was my initial concern, but as I started to look into it more, the mRNA type of vaccine that the COVID vaccine is a form of vaccine that has been studied for at least 20 years, I believe. I'm gonna have to provide some links down below to like back what I'm saying here, but it is a research vaccine and there are no long-term effects that people know of, and I feel like at this point like we would know about them if it's been studied for as long as it has been. Like there are no studies that show any correlation between this vaccine and infertility. There's no like correlation between this vaccine and death. Like there's just no significant long-term effects that make it worth not getting it. Also, something that's kind of funny about that argument, the more I think about it, like we don't know the long-term effects, is we do know that there are long-term effects for having COVID, but like people would somehow rather get COVID and have those long-term effects rather than get the vaccine and just have like symptoms for a couple days and like there are no proven long-term effects. I don't know. And also if you like go to the CDC's website, no one has died from any of the vaccines. Also, there were people saying that they were concerned because it wasn't approved by the FDA, which is just like simply not true. It was approved for emergency use, so that's just like a fake claim that I've seen a lot of people making. Yeah, honestly, now that I'm like scrolling back through these responses, most of them are just about like, it's a new vaccine, we don't know what will happen, and I want to know the long-term effects, like whatever. But I just really feel like there's nothing to be concerned about. But if anything, I just feel like people should be more concerned about the long-term respiratory and cognitive effects that COVID-19 does have. I don't know. I feel like I'm not very well spoken, so it's hard for me to make this video and like fully defend it because I know I'm gonna like say something that doesn't come off the right way, which is like really frustrating for me because I try my hardest to like sound like I know what I'm talking about, and to me it comes out right, but then I watch videos back and I feel like I make no sense. I just have a feeling that I'm not doing the arguments justice. I just really want to emphasize that it's important to get this vaccine and you shouldn't be scared of it. Like just get the vaccine for people who can't. I had someone say she can't get it because she has lupus, which is very valid. If you have any underlying conditions where a doctor is telling you you can't get it, this video isn't meant for you. I'm not like shaming you for not getting it. This is for the people like me who are healthy and just choosing not to get it because it seems like it could be an inconvenience for their life. So yeah, hopefully all of the things I said make sense. I'm gonna go get my vaccine in a little bit and I'll update you on my side effects. I don't even know, maybe I'm vlogging, by the way. You're gonna scare her.
It didn't work.
Okay, just got vaccinated. I'm keeping that in.
I feel fucked up.
Honestly, going into it, I was so nervous, like so nervous. I usually don't care about getting vaccines. I usually just sit down, I'm like, whatever, like, inject me. But today, I like sat down and the girl could just tell I was like so nervous, and she was just like, take some deep breaths, like it'll be okay. And I was like, I just held my breath. I did not take her advice. And when she finished giving me the shot, she was like, you held your breath, didn't you? And I was like, maybe. You have to like wait for 15 minutes after you get your vaccine, and I sat there like super lightheaded from anxiety, like not the shot at all, like I'm fine now.
Was I supposed to pee after?
What?
Because when I get my immunotherapy, I'm not supposed to pee after for a little bit.
What?
Yeah, I don't think they would.
They would definitely say if you're not supposed to pee after you get a vaccine. I feel nothing right now. I was really anxious waiting there. I got like pretty lightheaded from anxiety, but then I'd calmed down after doing some deep breathing. Now I feel pretty normal, but I think I'm just gonna like chill out for the rest of the day. Probably take a nap. If I start feeling achy, I'll update. Oh, also I got Moderna. I don't know if I said that. I think I showed it in the video, but also the girl gave me a lollipop after. Oh, and this is my Band-Aid. It's got a little lollipop and like candy on my Band-Aid. Okay, it is much later. I haven't filmed in a really long time. I honestly can't remember the last time I filmed. I can't even remember if I filmed like an update on how I feel. I've had the worst brain fog all day. I always have a terrible memory, and honestly, like just the brain fog from the shot, I've heard that's a really common side effect. I just feel like today I'm just a little off. Obviously it's temporary, but I do feel significant brain fog. But it is about 10:30 right now, which means it's been 9 hours since I got my shot, and I honestly feel a lot better than I thought I would feel. I have heard that it doesn't like really kick in for a little bit, so I could wake up in the morning and feel gross, but as of right now, really my main symptom is just brain fog. I do feel slightly achy. I don't know if you can like really see with this lighting, but my cheeks are a little like rosy and flushed. So I do feel like slightly warm, but I don't have a fever. So I think I'm just gonna take some Tylenol before I go to bed and hopefully just sleep it off. But my arm honestly feels no different than when I get like a flu shot. I have been doing a lot to try and make it so it doesn't hurt. So I still have my Band-Aid on. I guess I can take that off. Something I've been doing to prevent my arm from feeling too sore is I've been like excessively like massaging the area, and I also have a 5-pound weight that I've been lifting up just above my head repeatedly throughout the day, and I'll just like rotate my arm. So, and that I honestly feel like is helping a ton. Okay, my camera just died, so I'm on my phone now. So I'm gonna take my temperature really quick just to see where we're at. I don't feel like I have a fever, but just for updates, I'm gonna take my temperature. When I went there, obviously they take your temperature. My temperature was 97, which is where I tend to run at, but I'm gonna take it right now and just see. My temperature was 97 something earlier, and now it's 98.7, which that's pretty standard. That's as normal as a temperature can get, pretty much. So okay, it is now the next morning and it's about 9 o'clock. I swear to God, right when I start filming, of course the guy with the leaf blower is outside. Just started too. He's not gonna finish anytime soon. Whatever, my update's pretty quick, so try to ignore it. I'm so sorry, but it's the next morning. It's about 9 o'clock. I honestly feel the same exact way that I felt before going to bed. I just have some major brain fog. Like, it feels like there's a weird layer of like fogginess over my brain. I feel like you can tell I have brain fog. I'm just really not describing things well. I don't feel like achy or anything. My arm is definitely a little bit sore. Like, it's very tender if you touch it, but like I can move it around and be just fine, which honestly I'm surprised I didn't react worse. I kind of expected to. That's my update. I'll update if like anything else happens. Okay, it's about 2 o'clock, like on the same day. I woke up like feeling fine, kind of like drowsy and like brain fog, and I just like walked around and like went to a little restaurant for my friend's birthday, and while I was there I got like super lightheaded at one point. Like, I genuinely felt like I was about to faint or something. It like wore off pretty quick, but I just thought I'd update. I just took a quick little nap, like maybe 15 minutes at most, and I feel fine. I don't know. Like I woke up and I definitely feel a lot better. So I think I might have been tired, and when I was lightheaded I still hadn't eaten yet, so it could have just been that, but that's my update. Okay, it's been about 48 hours since I got the first vaccine, and honestly I feel pretty much back to normal. No more brain fog, and I never had achiness, obviously. That's my experience with the first vaccine. I will update this video in about a month when I get the second one. Okay, today's the day that we're gonna get our second vaccine. You can see Cade back there. Fill the rest of this thing out. That's my update. I don't know why I'm like nervous again. I was nervous last time. I got really anxious last time. I'll update on how I feel and what I do. Okay, it is a couple hours after we got the shot, and okay, first things first, my anxiety was definitely a lot better this time than it was last time. Definitely trying to manage it a lot more, but I also noticed, he also agrees, where is he? But it felt like the second shot hurt more, and I honestly think it was just like the people we got to give us the shot, but I felt like the girl just like jabbed it into my arm, and the first time I barely felt the needle, but this time I felt it quite a bit. It's only been a couple hours so far. I feel like pretty much fine. We just went to do a little bit of grocery shopping, and I started to feel like some brain fog while I was there, but I've just been drinking a lot of water. I put liquid IV in here, so it's hydrating, so I'm just gonna keep up with the electrolytes and lay down for the rest of the day, probably just to prevent any stress on my body. But I keep forgetting to move my arm. Last time I was super like diligent about moving my arm, and this time I've definitely been blanking on that, so I need to remember to do that and like massage my arm. Okay, I'm playing with my cat, but I don't feel amazing right now, I'm not gonna lie. How do you feel?
Pretty good, just tired.
Really? I feel achy. I took Tylenol a couple hours ago. It's been about 7 hours since I got the vaccine, but I took Tylenol a couple hours ago because I woke up from a nap, and I like literally started crying because my arm hurt so much, which like I don't usually cry over those things. I think I'm just like also just exhausted from it, so I was just like, I just had a short fuse, I don't know. But I've taken 2 naps today, took Tylenol. My arm still hurts pretty bad and my body feels achy, so I have a hunch that I will get a fever overnight or something. I don't feel amazing right now, I'm not gonna lie, but like manageable. Like this is like so far definitely way more worth it than getting COVID, so just want to add that. Well, both of us, we just ate dinner, and I started to feel like kind of cold and like way more achy once we went downstairs to eat. So I took my temperature, and I have a low grade fever, so it's only 99.7, but I've been progressively feeling worse throughout the day. I've been hydrating a lot. I've almost had a gallon of water today, which is a lot, so I'm probably gonna take some Tylenol before I go to bed, but right now I think it's only like 7. What time is it? 7:44. Oh, it's later than I thought it was. Well, yeah. I'll probably take Tylenol at like 9. Usually I hang downstairs with my roommates at this time, but like I couldn't even be down there. I just feel super like, bleh. I just want to lay down on my bed. He feels fine apparently. I mean, he had a headache, so he took Tylenol, but any updates?
Superhuman.
Okay, it is now 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. after getting the shot, and I'm just gonna kind of work in chronological order from the last time I think I updated. Around 9, well, so I went downstairs to make dinner, and when I like got up to move and go downstairs, I could feel a fever coming on. I started to feel pretty crappy, so we came back upstairs, and I think my fever was at about 99 at that point, so it was still low grade, like not really too bad, but I felt pretty awful. Then we were just trying to like watch a movie and hang out, and my fever was getting higher and I felt worse. I was taking my temperature like non-stop last night just to kind of keep track of it, even overnight, and my fever, I think the highest was like 101.5 or something. That's the highest for when I took it. When I took that temperature, that isn't the worst that I felt though. There was a point where I woke up and I was like, I feel like I am on fire. I got the worst sleep last night. Like my arm was sore, so I couldn't lay on my left side, and I always sleep on my left side, and my whole body was just achy, so like I was never comfortable. and I kept like sweating last night, and it wasn't even my fever breaking at the time because I mean it just broke like within the last hour, but I was just like hot but like cold and shivery. And right before I tried to go to bed, I like washed my face and brushed my teeth, and while I was washing my face I had to like stop because I felt like I was about to faint, and I've never fainted in my life, surprisingly. I don't know how. My legs started to feel like numb in my head, like it felt like my vision was getting blurry, so I had to like sit on my toilet, which that wasn't very fun. I've had that feeling before, but I don't know, I just had to like stop and regroup. But yeah, I tried to sleep through the night. I probably woke up every hour or so just because I was too uncomfortable, and then at about 8 a.m. I was like, okay, I need more Tylenol, so I took more Tylenol and then I fell back asleep, and now it's been an hour and a half, and sometime while I was sleeping my fever broke in that little stretch because oh my god, well, I'm wearing all gray so you can see. Maybe I don't know if I should insert the pictures, but I was sweaty and you could see it all over my clothes. It was kind of gross. Yeah, the Tylenol definitely helped when I took it. My head doesn't hurt as bad. Those are my symptoms. Like, as awful as this sounds, this lasted for like less than 24 hours, and I know like at this point I'm just gonna start feeling better throughout the day. Definitely worth it over COVID, because when you have COVID, it's not just one day of symptoms. I mean, depending on who you are, if you're having symptoms, it lasts for more than just one day, and you also have to isolate for 2 weeks, whereas if you get the vaccine and you're fully vaccinated, you can actually like do things. Yeah, and Kate also wanted me to reiterate the fact that the long-term effects of COVID are also way worse than a vaccine. So get vaccinated. There's literally no reason not to. When I first started filming this video, when I first got vaccinated, I was lucky to get the vaccine. It was like earlier than most people. I didn't technically qualify, but now everyone qualifies. You just have to like search around for it and you can get it pretty easily. At this point, almost everyone I know has gotten at least the first shot. Oh, I'm so sweaty. I just touched my armpit and it's like wet. Okay, I'm gonna shower. Okay, it's about 12 o'clock right now and Cade's about to go home because he's feeling better. He just still has a pretty bad headache, but I'm pretty much at that point. Honestly, my main problems right now are just feeling achy, and yeah, but I showered and everything and my bedding's being washed, so overall I'm feeling a lot better than this morning when I first woke up, but my back is still achy. Oh, I'm really tired. I think I'm just gonna like sleep off and on all day. Okay, it is now pretty much exactly 48 hours since I got my shot. This morning I do feel a lot better. Last night I didn't really film or update or anything, but I'd say around like 8 p.m. I started to get like a wave of nausea and like tiredness, so I don't know if that's from the vaccine necessarily. I mean, I just feel like my whole body has been weak, so like my stomach just felt kind of weak. I was nauseous. There's really no other way to say it, but I woke up this morning and I felt a lot better. My achiness and soreness is gone. So I tried to work out, but I was struggling so hard. After working out, it was definitely clear to me that I was kind of pushing myself too much. Overall, I feel fine. I do feel a little lightheaded. I'm gonna try to go on a walk with my roommates right now and we'll see how I feel. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I just need to kind of lay low. I mean, overall, I'm just sharing like what my symptoms are, so I feel like this is kind of coming off as like a highlight reel of all the bad things that the vaccine made me feel, and I really don't want it to be taken in a negative light. This is a very normal reaction. Every symptom I've had has been reported by the CDC that it is a normal symptom or a side effect or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, this is normal. I feel fine. I feel pretty much like, I'd say I feel like 80% or like 90%, which is good enough in my book. Get vaccinated. It's worth it. There's no reason not to at this point, unless you are literally like allergic to the shot and you're unable to get it because of health reasons. But if you can get vaccinated and you have access to it, do it. Just do it. Way better than COVID. And yes, I am like highlighting my symptoms and showing you my process, but this is literally just showing you my experience, and I would take this feeling any day over not being vaccinated and getting COVID and spreading COVID. So, yeah, do that.